Hello, my beautiful and blessed people. Happy Sunday. Happy March 23rd, or happy day or night, whenever this video reaches you. I'm here today to share a testimony with you guys. And I hope that I don't get emotional as I'm doing this, but if I do, please forgive me. You guys know that I have no problem sharing my vulnerability with all of you, especially with messages that come from the heart. What I share with you guys, it's truly messages that I let flow from my heart, and I hope it reaches yours in some way. So, 2 years ago, a week apart from today, it was March 12th of 2023. I made a video on a Sunday, sitting in this same spot. And yesterday, looking back at my videos, I came across that video again. And today I'm going to share with you guys a little bit about my story of my relationship with God. On that Sunday, 2 years ago, I was broken. I was broken, and I was desperately looking for a way to heal my pain from what I was going through. I've always had a very, very strong connection with the divine ever since I was a child. I've always knew about a greater power and, something that guides us and helps us here. So this message is not about religion. This message is about our relationship with God and how important it is for us to have that. So through my pain, I had just started making videos and sharing it. Actually, not sharing, I was only sharing it on my Instagram at the time. I don't even think I had the YouTube channel yet. My spiritual awakening, which your spiritual awakening happens over many years, right? But a year prior to that, I had something happen also in the month of March, where it was the catalyst to the vortex I was gonna fall into in finding my way back to the divine. So a year after that, in 2023, like I was telling you guys, I was sitting here and I was getting ready to go to church, and God touched my heart to make a video. And then I didn't know why I was making it. I just wanted to maybe be able to touch that heart of somebody else who was going through the same thing. And maybe for them to see me sharing my message, that it would also heal them. So much that in that video I say, as I start my healing, I hope this helps to heal you as well. So if you want to, you can go back and watch that. And that day, when I went to church, that's what I asked God for. I had just started going to church again, probably a month prior to that. because I was so broken for going through the same situations, dealing with addictions and so many other things. I had everything outside of me, or almost everything, but I still felt so empty inside because I had disconnected from God. I had not been working on my relationship with God. And a month prior to that, when I found myself absolutely alone and probably one of the times of the lowest I had been, really going through a dark night of the soul, I got a message where God told me to go to church. And when I got there, He received me with open arms. Open arms, and I felt like I was arriving back home again. And I really realized that I was never alone, and that I am never alone, right? That we're always being guided through all of this. And on that day, I asked God to heal me. I asked God to please show me the way and give me the tools to heal myself. And the journey continued. And I continue on getting closer to Him. And in the past 2 years, there were so many trials and tribulations and trials and errors and falling and getting up. And each time I would fall, I would rise up again even stronger. My relationship with Him became even stronger. And the things that no longer belonged to me, they just started falling and getting away. With time, all of those things just started falling. And every time something new would happen, I almost felt like I kept becoming a different person, a newer version. Think of it, I know some people talk about the onion peel, but I don't want to compare myself to an onion, so I'm gonna say like a rose. You know, when a beautiful rose opens up and the petals, they start falling one by one. One by one. Matter of fact, I actually have a rose here that's doing that. And I'm going to use that as a metaphor, because that's what it's been doing. It's just been falling, right? I'm going to look at that. And with each trial and tribulation I went through, I kept leaving behind something else that didn't belong to me. And that's how it's been the past 2 years. Just one by one. And through the process, God has been so supportive and so gentle with me through every trial and tribulation. And always sending me messages and downloads and making sure that I didn't feel alone, even though it felt very, very alone throughout all of that, because you need to have that time. You need to have the time so that you can go within, and start trying, start healing yourself from the inside out. And then I kept doing that. And with every challenge, I would take it on, and my faith would just become stronger. And whenever I'd feel like I was becoming weak, or maybe not believing in the divine's plan, I would remind myself of the beginning. And I would look back and see how far I had already walked and how much progress I had already made. And that would give me the strength to continue. And I continued. And I continue. And I still continue because it never stops, right? It never stops. The growth just you just keep building on to the new version that you're becoming. And then it gets to a point that you can barely even recognize yourself because you're so different from what you used to be, but for the better. And it feels so good. To feel good is to feel God. And then this week, I received another message from God telling me to go back to the same place I had gone to 2 years ago when I was so broken and I asked him to please heal me. And today I went back there to say thank you. Today I went there not with a broken heart, but with a full heart, full of love of the divine, and full of gratitude for everything that happened in the past 2 years that has gotten me to this point, that has gotten me to the version of myself today that I feel proud of. You know, we value things outside of us and other people so much that we forget to turn that towards us. We forget to give that value to ourselves. And sometimes we forget how strong we are, how resilient we are, and how much we learn in life and along the way. And sometimes we forget to see the miracles. You know, if you're not paying attention, you forget to see the miracles that you asked for. And living consciously and having a relationship with God is you being able to see that everywhere around you. Even if certain things are not the way you want them to be at the moment, you need to believe and you need to have faith in the divine plan. You need to believe and be patient with divine timing and know that things will happen exactly at the right time. Just how God has it planned for you. As long as you don't give up. As long as you stay faithful to yourself and above it all to Him, to the Creator, to the Divine, to Source, whatever it is that you want to call. You know, your Creator will never, ever give up on you. You know, Source and God, He's so proud of everything He has created. He's always here for us and we're never alone. And today I went back to that place and I just felt so much bliss and grace And I am so grateful for the healing I have received. I am so grateful and thankful for the transformation that has happened in my life in the past 2 years. And I am not talking about things outside. I'm talking about here. I'm talking about the transformation that happened in my heart and in my soul and in myself as a whole. Body, mind, and soul. Body, mind, and spirit. That's the transformation I'm talking about. I feel like a different person. And you don't just feel different, you start looking different, you start moving different, because everything that you do now has a purpose. You're moving in purpose with the divine. And it's beautiful. It's such an amazing feeling, you know. And that's when you really start realizing that the things that we usually use to numb our pain and whatnot, that you don't need any of that. That the reason why you were doing those things is because you were disconnected from the divine. You were disconnected from yourself, from your truth, from who you truly are. And once you find yourself again, you're in alignment. Because you're always in the right path. There's no such thing as a wrong path. There's just many different paths for you to get to your destination. Because the destination is already there. The only thing that you can change is how you're going to get there. And that is your free will. It's how you're going to get there. The reality is that the divine is never going to give up on you. You're always going to be guided. You're always going to be protected. Because that's just part of creation. That's just how things are created. And I know that sometimes some of us may not understand that, and we have so much resistance, and we reject God, and sometimes we reject the blessings that He is giving to us because we don't understand, or we might be scared or feel like we're not ready at the time. But that doesn't mean He's going to give up on you. It doesn't mean God is going to give up on you. That just means when you fail and you feel like everybody around you has given up on you, and everything outside of you has failed, that He is always here. That God will never ever fail you or give up on you. And that's the beauty of it, is that no matter how many times you reject Him, or no matter how many times you feel like you fail God and yourself, and you might feel like you failed the divine plan, or that you're just not fitting socially to what other people want you to do and be, that your Creator is always there with open arms, just ready to receive you, just like I was received by Spirit. Always in my life, whenever I need her, always knowing that Spirit is always there, guiding me and protecting me and showing me the way. And as long as I am open to receiving that guidance, it will come through. It will come through. It will come come through and wipe my tears. They will come through and lift me up when I feel like I'm down. They will come through and hold my hand and walk the beach with me when I feel like I'm alone. And these, of course, are all metaphors. You know, these are not things that we see with our naked eyes, or that we feel with our touch. These are things that we feel in here, in our heart. It's the energy of creation. It's what we are. Spirit, God, the oneness of it all. The same thing that creates everything around us, the plants, the animals, the universe itself. It's that oneness. So since we're already 21 minutes in, I just want to tell you is that don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on what it is that you want. No matter how broken you might be at the time, no matter how sad or how impossible it might be. And know that the divine is always, always with you. That you are never, ever alone. And even though at times it feels very lonely. It feels very lonely down here. Earth is it's not an easy realm. It's one of the hardest. It's hard because that's part of Earth School, is us coming here and learning from this pain and learning from this love and learning from the challenges and the trials and tribulations. But not just that, but learning through it, so that it comes a point in your life where you're going to be able to guide others. Because that's how it works. As you make it through this and through the challenges, you become stronger. But aside from that, you become a way shower. It's part of our mission. Part of our mission here on earth is to find our way back to the divine. And as you find your way back to him, you start guiding other people along with you. You start guiding other people back to the light and to love. And you're used as an example because you are God's creation. He is living. God, the Creator, is living what He has created through you. Through you. And you are the example of His miracles. You are the example of divine change. You are where people are able to see in physical matter with their naked eyes the change that we are able to create for ourselves when we believe. Especially when we let light and love guide us. When you let Spirit guide you in the name of love, in the name of the greater good and the highest frequency that there is, which is love and unity, right? Because we all go back to the oneness. And we forget that. We forget that when we come into this realm. But part of the game of life is to remember that and find your way back. And That's why I came here today, to share this message with you. And to let you know that I found my way back. And it feels so good. And that's why I'm here. And that's why I want to share this with you. So that you're able to see this change in real life. And that maybe I can also become an inspiration for you. So that you don't give up. And as we make this change, you're not just making this change for yourself. You're making this change for all of those around you. You're making a change for the entire collective. Because we are one. We are God. I am you. You are me. And together, we are able to make an even greater change. And you might not be able to change the entire world, but right now, your world is what's around you. And you have the ability to change that. So, get out there. Find your truth. Find yourself. Go within. Find in here. Make that change in here as well. Not just in the outside. And I promise you are going to find bliss and fulfillment like you have never felt before. Sure, you're going to become different from how you used to be. Of course you are. Because change is part of life. And change is part of what we're here to do. Not just for ourselves, but also for others. Because it's part of the divine mission that we agree to when we come to earth. Each one of us with their different roles and coming together like a beautiful puzzle of the divine. And again, this message has gotten long already. I hope that this was able to touch your heart in some way. I just wanted to share a little bit of my change and my story. Okay. The divinity in me sees the divinity in you. And you are beautiful, you are loved, and you are light. So get out there and share that beautiful light that you have. And remember that I love you, and God, divine creator, loves you so much more. Mwah.